Greetings, Dr. Esteban, honored guests, students, colleagues, and fellow Vincentian travelers. I'm happy to be in your presence this morning. I'd like to take a moment to send a very special thank you to Siobhan O'Donoghue, who invited me to speak to you today. Can we give her a round of applause, please? Siobhan doesn't know it, but she has power over me. She is so charming that I love talking to her, and when she asks me to do something, I can't say no. I'd also like to give a shout out to the mission and ministry team, who are some of my favorite people at DePaul University. I'm honored to address you today during our community's annual St. Vincent de Paul Heritage Week. It's a time that we come together in fellowship to honor and reflect on the name on the door. I'd like to spend some time together with you, sharing a bit about my experiences with the mission, connecting with the theme of this morning's program, and finally, a call to action. Is that okay with you guys? Yep. All right, here we go. I was not always aware that I was on a mission journey, but I'm pleased to share that I've arrived at a place that provides me with inspiration, humility, and passion. For the longest time, I couldn't name the experience that I was having, but believed it was a positive thing. My journey began during my days as a student. One of my first mission experiences occurred when I was traveling to attend my first academic advising appointment. I took the CTA to Lincoln Park from my South Side home, and it was the first time I'd ever come on the train. Of course, I got lost. I had to call my advisor, Bruce Finner, from the L platform on a payphone. Those were the days when you had to carry change to call people. Now, I was incredibly embarrassed and apologized over and over. Bruce calmed me down, provided me with clear directions, and waited the additional 40 minutes for me to arrive at his office. His empathy and actions helped me to feel a lot less embarrassed. More importantly, he provided me with my earliest encounter with Vincentian personalism. You see, Bruce extended his workday to ensure that I would be all set for my classes. He also conveyed genuine enthusiasm and optimism about the great experience I'd have at DePaul, and he didn't let me down. Another stop on my journey was as a student employee. I remember working for Bob Arnold in the Student Center as a crew member. That's when the Student Center was over there and much smaller. Bob role modeled and taught me the importance of work in providing the guests, Another stop on my journey was as a student employee. I remember working for Bob Arnold and the Student Center as a crew member. Bob role modeled and taught me the importance of our work in providing guests with the Vincentian hospitality experience. As a student leader, I learned what it meant to be a servant leader from Puggy Clark and others in the student life area. They helped me to understand the responsibility to others that leadership demands. As a young professional, I remember carrying these early learnings of Vincentian personalism, Vincentian hospitality, and servant leadership with me and incorporating them into each of the roles that I took on. A pivotal moment in my mission journey was when I received a Spirit of DePaul Award. I was humbled that Father Udovic and my colleagues felt that my work deserved this recognition. From that point on, I developed an intentionality to learn about St. Vincent and to better understand our mission and values. I attended numerous mission-focused programs over the next several years and gained understanding, vocabulary, and a community of fellow travelers. The last two most important stops on my journey were participation in the Vincentian Heritage Tour and the Vincentian Mission Institute. Both experiences connected me to colleagues who had the same level of curiosity and interest in learning about St. Vincent and our mission that I did. On the Vincentian Heritage Tour, I experienced a new level of connection with St. Vincent's life and the mission that it inspired. Father Ed Udovic made Vincent human and debunked the idealized version of him that I had developed. As a member of the Vincentian Mission Institute cohort, we formed a learning community with colleagues from Niagara and St. John's. Together, we dove deeper into the life of St. Vincent and learned a lot of Catholic and higher education history. Through this experience, I became aware of the power of fellowship in seeking understanding. In these two stops in my journey, I gained two very special Vincentian families: my fellow Vincentian Heritage Tour travelers and the Vincentian Mission Institute Platinum cohort members. And it's a closed group, so the previous group was gold, so we had to outdo them, and so platinum was the next best thing. I hope that you all noticed my deliberateness in mentioning the people that I learned from throughout my journey reflection. Gaining understanding of our mission and values is something that has to be experienced. Without people, our mission is just words. Without community, the spirit and inspiration of St. Vincent is dormant. Without the ability to imbue new members of the community with understanding of the mission, we risk it fading and becoming irrelevant. Without the clarity of knowing how to use the mission in our daily work, we minimize the potential of its impact. In the description of today's program, it mentions that St. Vincent experienced challenges and hardship during his lifetime. War, plagues, and poverty were ever present. I imagine that these troubles weighed heavily on his mind and spirit. Similarly, we are troubled by COVID-19 and the continuous loss and stress that it places in our lives, by racial strife and the senseless deaths of our young people to gun violence, by the repercussions of the absence of civility in our nation and the continued presence of poverty. Like St. Vincent, our minds, hearts, and spirits are pained. As a man of faith and works, Vincent found inspiration and duty in these circumstances. He chose to create positivity and goodness through collaboration with like-minded people. So can we. So can we. Right now, our DePaul community needs the optimism that comes from possibility. As we struggle to overcome low morale, shrinking resources, personal, mental, and physical drain, and the stress of uncertainty as our institution is forced to evolve or die, it's imperative that we reconnect with each other and to the collective why in our work. We are each other's inspiration, especially when we create and share moments of goodness, joy, and reasons for gratitude. DePaul community, we must take action to survive and thrive during these trying times. Students, embrace the opportunities that you have to experience and understand our mission and Vincentian spirit. By design, it is one of the most unique aspects of your education at DePaul. You enliven our mission and values through your service to the community and each other. Develop an intentionality in incorporating what you learn about St. Vincent and our mission into your life, as it will serve you well. And I'm living proof of that. Colleagues, rediscover the why in your work. Connection to purpose strengthens us, especially during hard times. I'm going to say that again. Connection to purpose strengthens us, especially during hard times. Find moments of gratitude and joy in your day. I tell my children all the time, if the journey is not joyous, then find joy in the journey. It's there. You just have to want to look for it. Seek fellowship and community in your colleagues and students. As my friend Sandra Tanksley always says, we're in this together. Now that we can physically be present again, make time to reconnect with each other. Commit or recommit yourself to our mission by not only living it, but also exploring it through participation in events and activities. Mission and Ministry has created a variety of engagement opportunities and continues to develop new initiatives. Make time to participate when you can. Each day, colleagues, remind yourself that we must gather at the mission for the sake of our students. Our collective efforts are critical in creating the environment our students need to become the change agents that the world so desperately needs. I want to leave you all with a final thought that sums up my mission journey and what I believe must be done to enliven our mission and Vincentian spirit at DePaul. It was inspired by a song that I learned at retreats I attended in my youth at St. Dorothy's Church. The song is called Pass It On, and my favorite verse says, and you guys get a treat because I'm going to sing this. It only takes a spark to get a fire going, and soon all those around can warm up in its glowing. That's how it is with God's love. Once you've experienced it, you spread His love to everyone. You want to pass it on. Pass it on. Thank you for your time and attention. Excuse my bad singing. And I love you guys. And this has really warmed my heart today. So thank you for listening to me. Have a good day.